Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Worldwide Wrestling on the Line presents Dead or Alive Wrestling. I'm Remarkable Randall Reigns, and I am here to update you on a current situation within the Worldwide Wrestling Network. Currently, a rivalry between Bigger Grimm and Tiger Man McCool has gotten incredibly heated. And these two individuals have been having incredible slugfest matches. What I'd like to do today is show an example of one of the dynamic, destructive matches that these two individuals have been having over the last couple of weeks. So, without further ado, I want to present Bigger Grimm versus Tiger Man McCool. Over the last few weeks, these two individuals, Bigger Grimm, a former MMA fighter, and Tiger Man McCool, a roughneck from East Texas, have been attempting to prove themselves as the toughest man in Dead or Alive Wrestling, which is a tall order. Bigger Grimm's history as an MMA fighter and professional fighter, and Tiger Man McCool's history as a bar brawler has made these matchups incredibly difficult to call. And with Tiger Man McCool's known tolerance for pain, it has been very interesting, to say the least, to see Bigger Grimm attempt to finish off the man from East Texas. Now, one of the things that has been in the news on Worldwide Wrestling has been the loss that Bigger Grimm had at the hands of the Kindred just last week. Bigger Grimm and his tag team partner Montezuma Cortez lost in a tag team match. And it's going to be interesting to see how this loss weighs on the mind of Bigger Grimm. So without further ado, I'll take you to the ring. We hear the music hit as Bigger Grimm is going to be making his way down to the ring. And there he is, the man from Durham, North Carolina. This young man has had a fairly hard life coming up in the rough streets of Durham, NC. He states that boxing and mixed martial arts saved his life. It gave him an opportunity to focus on how to prepare himself for the world and to channel his own anger and rage. Oftentimes we think of Bigger Grimm as this technical fighter but proficient with strikes. His finishing maneuver is the lights out, which is a modified crossface chicken wing, and a Gamaguri head kick that was known as Bad News Allen or Bad News Brown Ghetto Blaster. Bigger Grimm has no shortage of supporters here in Dead or Alive Wrestling. And we hear the Western twang as the man from East Texas, Tiger Man McCool, is signaled to walk down to the ring. The Tiger Man has a history. He lost an eye in a match against Rika Sahar in Empire Wrestling Federation a few years ago. That eye patch is not a gimmick. He lost that eye in a match where the point of the boot literally popped it out of his right eye out of his socket. and the match was discontinued and ended. But this did not end the Tiger Man's career. It only made this guy a little more ornery and more difficult to deal with. Two wrestlers begin to square off. Bigger Grimm with a back suplex. Bigger Grimm is known to try to take his game to the ground with strikes, with kicks, punches. Tiger Man McCool is known for his brawling and power moves. This should be an interesting matchup between these two. Double axe handle by Tiger Man McCool. And McCool going up to that second rope, signaling for fist drop right across the bridge of the nose of Bigger Grimm. And 3 hard elbows following up straight to the temple. Bigger Grimm reverses shoulder block. Grimm received most of his training at a boxing and MMA gym in Durham, North Carolina. Joe Bruiser took an interest in this young man, international boxer Joe Bruiser, who made his home in Durham, North Carolina. Took an interest in this young man and started training him in boxing at a young age. DDT by McCool, and Grimm just shakes it off like it was nothing. Later on in his career, that foundation of boxing that Bruiser taught Bigger Grimm would serve him well in the octagon. And now Bigger Grimm makes his home in Dead or Alive Wrestling for the Worldwide Wrestling Network. Looks like Tiger Man McCool is going for a cover. One kick out by Bigger Grimm. And those 3 elbows again, this time across the shoulder into the chest. Attempting to weaken Bigger Grimm and take away some of the breath and the conditioning of this man from Durham, North Carolina. Scoop slam into a hard right hand by Bigger Grimm. Combinations like that have made this man so successful, but Tiger Man McCool follows up with a right hand of his own. Going for a cover. 1, 2. McCool going back to those elbows, and it looks like that Bigger Grimm is going to reverse. Mongolian chop by Bigger Grimm. Attempted a snapmare, and Tiger Man McCool reverses it. Bigger Grimm going up. Looks like he's attempting to go for that alarm clock kick to the face, but McCool reverses. What is McCool doing here? Let him go. Snapmare by Bigger Grimm. And that figure 4 head scissors is reversed. Eye gouge by McCool. McCool's known for his rough and tumble style. Cover. Kick out by Grimm. Tiger Man McCool isn't going to let a little thing like the rules get in the way of a victory. Kick to the gut. Irish whip. And a reversal by Bigger Grimm, followed by a jumping side kick. 1, 2. Kick out by McCool. That jumping side kick was made famous by Harlem Heat and Stevie Ray, Booker T, and WCW and Bigger Grimm uses it as an homage to two of the greats. Solid kick to the stomach, Bigger Grimm, followed by another punch. Body slam by Tiger Man McCool. And it looks like McCool is going for a Boston Crab, but the submission artist and Bigger Grimm is not going to allow him to allow himself to tap out like that. Bigger Grimm very quickly reverses that Boston Crab with a solid kick to the back of Tiger Man McCool's head. Uh-oh, it looks like McCool is attempting to set up for his patented lariat, and it's blocked by Bigger Grimm. Grimm attempted to body slam and a reverse DDT by McCool. Reversal. And it looks like this might be Bigger Grimm's day, and he's basking in the glory of the adoration of the fans. Headbutt by McCool. Forearm shot by McCool. And Bigger Grimm fights back. Grimm with a back suplex, dropping McCool square on the back of the neck. Axe kick. Well, I'm sorry, jumping side kick. And we see Bigger Grimm is weakening that arm for that cross-face chicken wing lights out maneuver. Clothesline by McCool and a cover. 1, 2, kick out by Grimm. Those elbows earlier in the match must have taken away some of the strength and the lung capacity by Bigger Grimm, because he's spending much more time on the ground than normal. And we see that McCool is continuing with those elbow strikes across the chest, attempting to weaken Bigger a little bit more. Bigger Grimm fights back, and it looks like a power bomb by Bigger Grimm. 1, 2, 3. And it looks like Bigger Grimm has won this match with a surprise power bomb. That's not normally a move in his repertoire, but he occasionally pulls it out with that surprise victory. We see Grimm shrugging off the lariat there, and this hard right hand by McCool. McCool could have won this almost at any time, but Grimm simply fought him off and shrugged it off. And you see the desperation of McCool with the eye poke. And nothing could put away Bigger Grimm. Get another look at that jumping side kick and the cover. This could have been it right here, but McCool's tenacity would not let that happen. And see, we hear the finishing power bomb, and Bigger Grimm holding the shoulders down for the 3 count. And we see the man from Durham, North Carolina, raising his hands in victory, hearing the cheers of the fans. And taking the long walk back up the ramp to the locker room. Congratulations, Bigger Grimm, on this victory against Tiger Man McCool.